India, 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 India. Welcome to this special as we build ahead to the big blockbuster. It is WrestleMania on the cricket pitch because it is India versus Pakistan, or you can see the mahal here in the studio, and I'm sure billions of people across the border and here in India are sitting glued to their TV sets to watch the action unfold. But before we start the show, we've got Nikhil, who's turned into a poet. So he has a poem for us.
Hello everyone. So this is a poem I composed for this match. आज लगेगी करोड़ों की बोली, फ्लॉप होगा आजम, चलेगा हमारा कोहली.
वाह 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 वाह.
कहते हैं उनके पास है एक गेंदबाज शहीन. अरे 12-0 रिकॉर्ड है. सॉरी आई डोंट वांट टू बी मीन. सिडनी, बैंगलोर, सेंचुरियन हो या डर्बन, हुई पाकिस्तान की शिकस्त, झूमा इंडिया रूरल और अर्बन.
वाह.
आज भी लगता है रोएगा रमीज राजा और हिंदुस्तान में बजेगा बैंड बाजा.
Well done. So our numbers guy, this is what an India-Pakistan match does to people. It has turned our data analyst, somebody who's in love with numbers, our statistician, our maths guru into a poet. But thank you so much, guys. Let me also introduce our guests from across the border. We've got Pakistani fans, we've got cricketers, one cricketer from the Canada national team. So Ashar Zaidi, a senior journalist from Pakistan, joins us. Thank you so much, Ashar bhai, हमें हमारे शो पर आने के लिए. हमारे साथ हैं also Farooq Siddiqui, who is the CEO of Sports Trend from Canada, and then we've got Cecil, who is a Canadian player, cricketer, in fact, and we'll find out why instead of maybe cheering for India, he's cheering for Pakistan. But let me start with Ashar bhai. सबसे पहले तो बहुत बड़ा मौका है इंडिया पाकिस्तान के लिए, पर sorry to say, to be a Pakistani journalist or a Pakistani fan in these moments can be difficult for you, isn't that so?
बिल्कुल जी. सबसे पहले तो all the viewers in India and all you guys, Assalamu alaikum, adabars, and very excited to be with you, and especially the aroma that you guys have created in the studio. It's like very tempting to be there. And just to let you know, we also have a place set up here in Toronto where we're going to have big screens and we're going to have chai, halwa puri and everything. And later on the shows, when we come with you, you'll see all that atmosphere over there. Well, yes, definitely. And this is a very critical point whenever India-Pakistan matches come up. I've been covering cricket for the last 15 years, seen bundles of India-Pakistan matches in the stadium. But yes, this is a point where the journalist and the fan inside you start struggling. You don't know if you want logic to prevail or you want the passions to come over you. But yes, I mean, there's so much going on. We've all read it on the channels. I would take too much time and I'll let other people talk too. But yes, even right now, the Indian guys that I play cricket over here in Toronto, I've categorically said them, yes, at any other game, we sit down after the game, have chai and samosas together. But today, there's no friendship. There's going to be no Jai Viru ki dosti. We are going to lock arms over here. And this time, let me tell you, you guys have done a lot of mocha. You have shared a lot of statistics. Statistics are good for a statistician. But this time, I'm telling you, Shaheen Afridi is going to bowl stringing Yorkers. Wahab Riaz, other guys are over there. Haris Rauf is there and other players over there.
Hassan
I
Ali,
think
yes.
This is the time for statistician to have a new look at stats. Today, it's going to be 5-1. Pakistan is going to take the game.
See, this is what Pakistani fans, Pakistani journalists, always eternal optimists. And that's the way to be. You don't have a choice. But let me also get Farooq in. Farooq, India-Pakistan and the encounter itself. And over the years, we've seen such iconic clashes, iconic moments, be it Javed Miandad mimicking Kiran More, or for that matter, that verbal spat between Gautam Gambhir and Shahid Afridi. We all remember Sachin Tendulkar hitting that, late cut to Shoaib Akhtar. So there are a lot of these moments, and that's what makes this so interesting, right? Because like I was saying this in one of the shows, किसी ने ये कहा, to sum it up, a Pakistani fan that I was talking to said that a fight between a brother is always difficult and complicated. And I think that sort of sums up the whole encounter between India and Pakistan. Isn't that so, Farooq?
Bilkul. First of all, thank you very much for to invite us, and a big hello from this part of the world, from Canada. We have been waiting for this transmission from very early morning. Yes, always. And I think you mentioned very interesting moments from between India and Pakistan, but I think you forgot about like 2 sixes from Shahid Afridi and one more six in England. So, but that's everybody like to have their own
Pakistani fan to remind me of that. Expect a Pakistani fan to remind me of that. Yes, go ahead, Farooq.
Yeah, no, it's always very interesting, and we really like Indians. And all the Pakistani fans and cricketers, we always look forward and wait for India-Pakistan match. This is like the moment we wait for years, sometime for that. And it's very interesting. And yes, fight between brothers, but just in the field of cricket. Yes. And the time we play the game, it's all the battle and everything. But then it's all good. Always interesting. Pakistan and India is just an amazing, the people have a lot of names for the biggest game of the world, and सबसे बड़ा मुकाबला और गेम से बढ़ के महायुद्ध, बिल्कुल, और गेम से बढ़ के, लेकिन ये कि सबका अपना अपना अंदाज है, हर कोई इस तरह, तो हम भी जज्बाती कभी कभी हो जाते हैं, बट इट्स ऑल गुड, और हम ऑलवेज हमेशा वी लुक फॉरवर्ड, क्योंकि हम बहुत प्यार करते हैं इंडियन प्लेयर्स से, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम वे बैक, बिशन सिंह बेदी साहब, गवास्कर, परसना, विश्वनाथ, एंड अब आजकल की तो फिर तेंदुलकर, कोहली, जितने भी हैं, तो अजहरुद्दीन, we all love them.
Also, let's get in Cecil Pervez. Now, Cecil's actually, he plays for the Canadian national team, but is cheering for Pakistan today because he is born in Pakistan. Cecil, like I was talking to Ashar Bhai and to Farooq, that it's not easy being a Pakistani fan, especially during the World Cups, because India has an upper hand throughout. But this time, I mean, I would think that Pakistan fans are slightly more confident given the form that Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam are in.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. See, the cricket is not about past performances. The game is played on current form and current performances. And I think the form that Rizwan and Babar Azam have right now, I think, yes, Pakistan has a very good chance of winning this game today. And yes, I am a Canadian, but I'm also Pakistani, was born there. So, of course, today's game, I have to be Pakistani.
You have to be Pakistani. Okay, we all have our favorite India-Pakistan moments. And I think yours would be slightly different because we've already discussed ours, from 2007 World Cup final to that tie, the bowl out where India won. There are a lot of those moments, but what are the favorite moments for Pakistani fans? Let's begin with Cecil.
Well, obviously, when Pakistan beat India in Champions Trophy, and then also when Pakistan beat Asia Cup and Shahid Afridi hit Ashwin 2-6 in the last over, those are the moments, most recent ones I can think of. Otherwise, if we go back in childhood, Pakistan obviously has upper hand over India. Pakistan has won more games against India, so I got lots of good memories with Pakistan India.
What about you? Farooq?
Sorry, I can hear you. Can you repeat, please?
I said your favorite India-Pakistan moment.
I'm older than Ashar, so my goes from 84, Javed Medal, I'll start. That's always every Pakistani's favorite. And then, there's always favorite moments, like, as I said, Shahid Afridi, Champions Trophy, different game, lot of Sharjah games, but we just put everything behind and we'll just focus on today. And so how it goes. Maybe we'll have another from today.
Okay, now there is so much hype and frenzy around the contest, but as expected, the captains are completely playing it down. They're saying it's just another match, and this is the sentiment that they've shared from both sides. It's not just Virat Kohli, but also Babar Azam saying, we're just taking it as another match that we have to win. Listen into what they had to say.
हम लोगों ने कभी इन चीजों को डिस्कस नहीं किया है कि क्या हमारा रिकॉर्ड रहा है और हमने क्या इन द पास्ट किया है. जैसे मैंने बोला कि इन चीजों से काफी डिस्ट्रैक्शंस क्रिएट होती हैं और मैटर ये करता है कि आप कैसी प्रिपरेशन करते हैं और उस दिन आप किस तरीके की क्रिकेट खेलते हैं, रिगार्डलेस कि आपके सामने ऑपोजिशन कौन है. और हमने अच्छी क्रिकेट खेली उन सब मैचेस में, इसीलिए हम जीत पाए. मतलब अगर सिर्फ रिकॉर्ड के माहौल से अगर हम गेम को अप्रोच करते तो आई डोंट थिंक कि इस लेवल पे वो चीजें काम करती हैं. वो बल्कि उल्टा आपको आपके ऊपर और एडेड बैगेज या एडेड प्रेशर क्रिएट करती हैं. और दूसरी बात, पाकिस्तान टीम मेरे हिसाब से काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम है और हमेशा स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम रही है. और उनके अगेंस्ट आपको हमेशा अपनी बेस्ट क्रिकेट खेलनी पड़ती है क्योंकि उनके पास बहुत टैलेंट है और ऐसे प्लेयर्स हैं जो गेम को चेंज कर सकते हैं कभी भी. और ऐसी टीमों के अगेंस्ट आपको अपना बेस्ट प्लान लेके आना पड़ता है सामने और मेक श्योर करना है कि एग्जीक्यूशन हमारी अच्छी हो और हम कंसिस्टेंटली जितना खेलेंगे उतना हम प्रेशर बना पाएंगे ऑपोजिशन पे. तो हमें डेफिनेटली अपनी ये गेम लेके आना पड़ेगी.
मेरे ख्याल से काफ़ी इवेंट खेले हैं, चैंपियन ट्रॉफी भी खेले हैं, वर्ल्ड कप भी खेले हैं. तो जितना अपने आप को सिंपल रखेंगे, जितना अपने आप को रिलैक्स रखेंगे और जो बेसिक्स है हमारी उस पर रहेंगे तो उतना ही हमारे लिए हेल्पफुल होगा. और सब प्लेयरों से भी यही बात की है कि जितना अपने आप को रिलैक्स रखेंगे, प्रिपरेशन हमारे हाथ में और हम अपना 100% दे रहे हैं और कॉन्फिडेंस है तो ऑन द डे अच्छी क्रिकेट खेलेंगे. मेरे ख्याल से जितना अपने आप को सिंपल रखेंगे, जितना बेसिक्स पे रहेंगे, उतना एज अ टीम आप बेटर रिजल्ट अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. और ऑन द डे हम कोशिश यही करेंगे कि अपना बेस्ट दें, जो हमने प्रिपरेशन की है, जो हमने यहाँ पे हार्डवर्क किया है. जितना अपने आप को सिंपल रखेंगे, जितना अपने आप को काम रखेंगे, उतना आपके लिए अच्छा है. पीछे का या आगे का इतना नहीं सोचना चाहिए. देखें जो रिकॉर्ड बनते हैं वो टूटने के लिए बनते हैं और you never know on the day जो अच्छा हम अपना अच्छा 100% दें.
So Babar Azam's mantra to stay in the present, not think of the past or the future, but what are the fans doing in Dubai? Let's go across to Shubhayan Chakravarti, who is in Dubai at the moment and surrounded by fans. I'm sure, Shubhayan, earlier on I saw just a clip of you in the PCR where you had Indians and Pakistani fans. How crazy is it there?
It's absolutely bonkers outside. It's absolutely bonkers. It's 36, 37 degrees outside, but the fans, the excitement is unmatchable, and that is what India versus Pakistan brings to the cricketing front. It is the biggest battle of them all. Be it Ashes or any other rivalry, it doesn't come even closer to the hype and excitement around the fans. So India versus Pakistan is the biggest clash. And right now I'm just inside the stadium. Players have started to warm up. Virat Kohli was the first one to take the lead when it comes to the players. Pakistan have already started their stretching and warm up drills. So it is going to be exciting here. We are awaiting a very good contest on T20.
Nikhil, he talked about Virat Kohli warming up, and he could be the key in this match. I know that Rahul and Rohit Sharma are in great form, but Virat Kohli, this is perfect opportunity for him. He likes to play against Pakistan, as we've seen in the past, 250s in the last 3 World Cup matches that he's played against Pakistan. So maybe you can expect a big innings from him.
Absolutely. He has 2 Player of the Match awards in World T20s against Pakistan. He's not been bold. He's not been dismissed against Pakistan in World T20s. Also, his record in T20I cricket, even though he's going through a slump in the last couple of years, has been excellent. He averages around 65. His form in the IPL wasn't great, but this is his last tournament as captain of the Indian T20 team, and he would want to leave a legacy by winning a big ICC tournament.
Right. अच्छा भाई, एक चीज़ तो है कि दुबई में और यूएई में matches happening in Dubai and in the UAE is a big advantage for Pakistan as well. Yes, India have played IPL here, recently concluded, but this is a home base for Pakistan, and so in that sense, they have the experience going into this tournament.
Well, definitely you are spot on that, and I would say this is our home ground. Most of our players know UAE pitches much better than they would know the Pakistani pitches. So yes, there won't be no excuses for Pakistan going in the game. They know the area, they know the climate, they know the conditions. They want to bat first, they want to ball first. Everything is chalked out. Matthew Hayden is there. I'm sure he has worked with a lot of Indian players in IPL. So we expect that Matthew Hayden would be coming up with some secret tricks to capture KL Rahul and other players like that, like he has been saying. Now, the very interesting thing, by the way, are you guys missing Mohammad Amir in this game? Because you said Kohli has a good record, but he also has a bad record against Mohammad Amir. Well, in case you are, don't worry, we have other surprises. We have Haris Rauf. And
We
when we
are
talk
ready.
about
We are ready,
previous,
Ashar Bhai.
yeah,
We are
please.
ready. We are completely ready. Don't you worry about any of the
Well, I'm
surprises that
saying,
you're going to
when
throw
we
at
talk
us.
about the past incidents, don't forget Haris Rauf. He's a hot-headed guy, and he's going to give you perfect moments on the ground that we can use later on for promos and promoting the game. So don't worry
We
on that.
we want
And
such
just one
characters.
more thing that I would like to add at this time, that this time, and this is a very interesting paradox that I'm going to say, this time in Pakistan, we are very relaxed with this match because we want our team to win, but we don't have those skyrocketing expectations with the boys. If they win, deja vu. If they don't, no problem. India is a high team. So I think this time around, owners, the pressure and everything is on Virat Kohli. And just the sound clip we saw of Virat Kohli, this is not the Virat Kohli I know. I mean, what we have seen Virat Kohli is jumping like that, doing like this, and making his facial expressions. And now he's very calm and relaxed. Like, it shows that pressure is on Virat Kohli's shoulder this time around.
Ashar Bhai, you know, the thing is that the problem is there that the moment you said there is no pressure on the boys, we have no expectations, you should have seen Cecil's face. He started laughing straight. He started laughing straight away. And I'm sorry, you can say what you want to. You are not going to be able to play any mind games here with us. We know exactly who the pressure is on, and it is definitely on Pakistan. India, with or without winning this match, has a fantastic record, and that's not going to change. But having said that, I do believe that this is a good, a balanced Pakistan team. But how much of all that has happened in the last month, you know, with the management, coaching staff changing. I know you spoke about Matthew Hayden, but does that sort of, you know, make the whole vibe different? You have new coaches coming in. I know Pakistan team, if at all, any team is used to it, is Pakistan team. But I'm sure that makes a difference. Cecil, would you come in as a player? I'm sure that impacts you.
Yes, these things do affect, but as professional players, I mean, you have to come back quick in these situations. And there, again, coming back to the pressure situation, I think it's not just India versus Pakistan game. It's, remember, it's the first game for both teams as well.
Yes.
So they both have to perform. They both have to start good. Every team in the World Cup or any big tournament wants to have a good start. So that's extra pressure on both teams. I mean, yes, they can have these speeches saying, you know what, be relaxed and stuff, but back in their mind, every player knows what's at stake and they have to win this game. So yes, the pressure will definitely be on both sides. And Pakistani team, yes, under new coaches, we'll have to see how they perform today. But I think as being professional players, they should be able to accommodate and settle in.
Let's talk about some of the matchups, you know, because I think that also makes the match so much more interesting. Virat Kohli versus Shaheen Afridi. We know that there is a bit of, you know, he's susceptible to left arm pace. So for that matter, Virat Kohli versus Shadab Khan, or we could turn it around and say Jasprit Bumrah versus Fakhar Zaman. So what are the matchups that you are looking forward to? Let's begin with Farooq.
Yes, matchup. You already said about Kohli and Amir was like, but now it will be Shaheen Shah Afridi. We'll see like how it does, because my ideal situation, like, you know, the same thing that the way Amir did it. So I'm gonna say like if Shaheen can do Kohli, Rohit Sharma, because I think Rohit Sharma and everybody Pakistani like Rohit Sharma is more dangerous than Kohli. So I would like you know, Sharma to go on first. KL Rahul in pretty good form, so that will be also. So this is a matchup. I'm looking for Babar versus, you know, your top bowlers. Babar is there, but Rizwan is also. Rizwan is dangerous, but then you guys haven't seen Haider Ali. So if Haider Ali plays, he'll be a surprise package. this is something we kept secret, and I don't want to tell everybody, what the Heather can do.
I just wanted to tell you, you said that in Pakistan, people are more excited about Rohit Sharma and they want to get him out. Let me tell you, it's Rohit Sharma and then KL Rahul in form, Virat Kohli comes, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rishabh Pant. There's Ravindra Jadeja, who's in red hot form as a finisher.
नहीं, हमें मालूम है आप पूरी बारात लेके आए हो, कोई मसला नहीं है, हम भी तैयार हैं.
Sorry to interrupt in between. I cannot hold this on, but don't forget, we have the Damad ji with us. Right? Shoaib Malik. Let's not forget him. Damad ji is here. I'm sure Sania Bhabhi is pinning him like all the time with messages. What are you going to do today? But let's not forget Damad ji, Shoaib Malik. I think he is, let's talk about other players, fine. But one player who is going to bind Pakistan together in bowling, in fielding, in batting is Shoaib Malik. Let's not forget him.
Ashraf bhai. Hello. Ashraf bhai, you reminded us of Afridi's sixes and Javed Miada's sixes. I hope you do remember Srishant's catch and Virat Kohli's half century and Rohit Sharma's century.
Well, so, my memory in that part is a bit bleak, so I don't remember all those things. I'm more concentrated over here.
It's selective amnesia. We call it selective amnesia.
Being a Pakistani journalist,
Hanji.
Sorry, being a Pakistani journalist, Pakistani fan, I want Pakistan to win, but I want a repeat of the 2007 World Cup where it goes to the wire till the last moment. We are losing our breath. Hopefully no one has a heart attack or something like that. But that is what ICC want. That is what the broadcasters want. And we as television guys want that. Last ball and no decision till the end.
I didn't ask
Different
you.
outcome.
Yes, go ahead. No, Cecil. No, there won't be any other outcome but India winning.
But if there is a super over, I think India will come out winning. Just like the bowl out, right?
पर आपने you talked about दामाद, पर आपको पता है ना कि यहाँ पे हम दामाद का स्वागत अच्छे से करते हैं, पर उसमें ये भी है कि एंड में इंडिया ही जीतेगा. मतलब स्वागत हम कर लेते हैं, we'll welcome them well, but we'll welcome them in such a way.
Today, but it's not always a happy Sunday. There are bad Sundays at time too. So let's hope that यार ये अच्छी चीज है, because at one time in Formula One when Schumacher was winning everything, people started saying that Formula One has become boring. So I don't want that to happen with ICC. We want this thing to live up. Let go in, let Pakistan win, and probably for the next time we'll have some new promos, some new taglines to make.
Yeah. But I've got to ask you this. I mean, with this Pakistan team, yes, Mohammad Rizwan is in good form. He is the highest run scorer this year in T20 Is. But still, this team is so dependent on Babar Azam. Farooq?
Who's going to answer that?
Farooq,
sure.
You can take that.
I can take that, no problem. Babar, if he's in form, he's like, is one of the top batsmen right now in any format, and T20, especially white ball. Is there, but not exactly like there's a lot of time, the Babar did not perform, but other people, jumped in and came forward. So Babar is an anchor role, right? But we have other people who can help him out. Rizwan is in very tremendous form, and I think he will be the person, if he scores some runs, then he'll be 1,000 runs in T20 in a calendar year. So that's two. And then Hafiz, nobody's talking about Hafiz, but I have a lot of confidence with Hafiz. He played one of my favorite innings in India when he came as a captain. So Hafiz is there. Shoaib Malik, we talked about him. He's there for 4 decades. Yeah. Everybody say that he's only 39, but I don't know why people are saying he's playing for 40 years. So Babar, you always look for your team, Rohit Sharma and Kohli. Everybody talk about Rohit Sharma and Kohli. But you have a lot of people who always jump in and do good work for India.
I'm sure Fakhar Zaman is another player who you should be focusing on, because he did quite well in the warm-up matches and he has got the experience. Last time he did really well in India-Pakistan match. So I think that is also another player that you should be focusing on.
The other thing being, why this becomes even more interesting, and I would get all our panelists on this, is that these two teams, other than Afghanistan, have the best win percentage in the last 5 years after the World Cup. So, and out of that, these two teams, India and Pakistan, have played the maximum number of matches. And I was going through that, and if you look at, and we've got our data analyst here who read a brilliant poem. I don't know if you all heard it, but Nikhil, you can take us through that, about how these two teams are actually the teams to beat in this tournament.
Absolutely. Both India and Pakistan have done brilliantly in T20I cricket. last couple of years. India hasn't lost a major T20I series since Feb 2019. Pakistan, since Babar Azam debut, for the next couple of years were brilliant in T20I cricket. Then they had a minor hiccup, but in 2021 they have won 4 out of their 5 series. Win-loss ratio wise, India is number 1 since 2016, Pakistan is number 2. England have just come up in the last couple of years and therefore they are the number 1 ranked team. But India and Pakistan are easily amongst the 2 best T20I teams win-loss ratio wise.
Also looking at the bowling now, Abhishek, if you could come into that, you compare the 2 bowling sides and you think that mostly we talk about it being the contest between India's batting versus Pakistan's bowling. But with both these teams now, with the batting that Pakistan have and the bowling that India have, it becomes even more interesting.
I mean, this time definitely, I mean, Indian pace and Pakistan pace, they are almost at an equal level, right? I mean, this is a time, this is an era where Indian pacers, they are among the best in the world. You have Jasprit Bumrah, you have Mohammad Shami, you have Shardul Thakur, you have Bhuvneshwar Kumar, the list doesn't seem to end. And Pakistan also, obviously, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Hassan Ali, Haris Rauf. I think it will be the spinners, how the spinners perform in the middle overs, which will be the difference, because obviously Pakistan has Shadab Khan and Imad Wasim. India has Ravindra Jadeja and Varun Chakrabarti. Whether they'll play the third spinner or not, that is the question, and I think that will be the difference maker.
And the difference we can ask Ashraf bhai on that अब वो बात नहीं रही सर, अब तो हमारे पास भी बहुत धमाकेदार फास्ट बॉलर्स हैं. Ashraf bhai.
Yes.
I'm saying now gone are the days when we didn't have good fast bowling. Now we have one after the other.
Sorry,
we're having a problem of
listening to you. Could you repeat that again, please?
Can you hear me, or is that because you don't want to hear me? I'm saying we have great fast bowlers now with Jasprit Bumrah.
I could hear you. There's some jittering in the audio.
Okay, I think we're going to try and fix that. But Farooq, yes, you want to take that?
Yes, I can. Yeah, like your bowler fast bowling has been improved a lot, right? बड़े जबरदस्त bowler आपने किए, लेकिन T20 जो है ना बड़ा funny game है. तो इस 4 ओवर हैं bowler के पास सिर्फ. तो उसमें जो उन्होंने भी एनालिसिस बताया, रैकेट बताया, तो और दोनों कैप्टन ने कहा और बाकी लोग भी जानते हैं कि रैकेट जो है वो खासतौर पे इंडिया पाकिस्तान गेम में, और उसके बाद फिर जो T20 है, क्योंकि उसमें आपको बिल्डअप करने का टाइम नहीं है, तो उसमें जो कुल्हाड़ा चल गया, जो बॉल पड़ गई, उसमें आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते. तो वेरी शॉर्टर वर्जन ऑफ गेम.
सर वो कौन सा था, गालिब ख्याल अच्छा है, वो पूरा एक लाइन थी, वो क्या थी?
दिल बहलाने को गालिब ये ख्याल अच्छा है.
थैंक यू पूरा करने के लिए. बट सर watching this,
आवाज थोड़ी ब्रेक हो रही है.
I'm trying to get that fixed. Sir, can you hear me clearly? And if you can, sitting there in Canada, what is that like? I mean, amongst your friends, people from Pakistani origin who'd be watching this, what is the buzz there in Canada?
Well, everybody's very excited, I'll tell you. It's all my friends. We used to watch together. A lot of my friends are Indians, Pakistani. We used to watch it together, but then we figured out not a very good idea. So now I'm watching at home today, even though my wife is from India and I'm from Pakistan. So it's going to be another battle inside our home. So if Pakistan wins, great for me, but I might not get dinner tonight. That's okay. And if India wins, I guess I'll get a very nice dinner at least.
Okay, so this gets even more interesting, where your wife is an Indian and you are a Pakistani. How will that turn out? So now you've got to cheer for India as well, Cecil.
No, we both cheer for our own teams. I just try not to show my excitement too much.
And you also talked about how it wasn't a good idea to watch the match with your, Indian friends. Why is that so? Elaborate, please. We want to get the gory details.
In the excitement, because in the all excitement, you just start feeling, that you start getting offended too, because obviously your emotions are high. You're supporting Pakistan, and then your Indian friends, they start supporting Indians, and it's kind of it can turn awkward at times. So for that reason, I think
is it just awkward, or has it gone on to big fights where friends haven't talked to each other for months?
No. See, outside the cricket, we were just good friends. So it's just a little bit awkward. So we try to watch separately now.
Okay, so then a biryani together changes the mood and
Maybe-
things get okay. Yes, Asha,
That's it.
please come in.
That's it.
Yes, if you allow me to say, this is something I could say would be a controversial statement, and it might not go down well with you guys. But when you talk about Indian fast bowlers, we in Pakistan, who have been having this track record of producing fast bowlers every left, right corner, and we say, यार ऐसे इंडिया के जो फास्ट बॉलर्स हैं तो हमारी हर तीसरी चौथी गली में 4-5 ऐसे घूम रहे होते हैं, उनको आगे खेलने का चांस नहीं मिलता.
अरे,
So Pakistan
अशर
has never
भाई.
been fancied or never been afraid of fast bowlers. I mean, even a regular fast bowler who bowls tape ball cricket or any in the gully kucha, he is knocking 138, 140. So that's not speed for us. So we won't see Indian fast bowlers disturbing us. Yes, we have some very quality spinners who can disturb us. Hardik Pandya. Now, this is one player I'm really scared of. Like, he is sort of a Pathan kind of a player. I don't see much technique in him. He just goes in there. He has a long handle. And when his bat swings, my word, he is a threat. I mean, he gives me shivers. I'm sure he gives Pakistani bowlers a shivers. But when you talk about Indian fast bowlers, sorry to say it, as I said, it might not go well down with you, but we don't rate them anywhere. I mean, we have done such bowlers all around. We could produce 20-30 fast bowlers like this and send with a charter flight to use them. We don't take them too seriously.
मैच खत्म होने के बाद करेंगे, यही तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है ना सर. That's the problem, that you start saying too many things before the match starts. You've got to wait. Controlled aggression is the key. But it is.
This time we are very relaxed. If we lose, it doesn't matter. We'll say we lost to a good team. So nothing to lose this time over here.
Like I said, keep telling yourself that, but I'm sure you're far from relaxed. What we are going to do now is, we've had this wonderful conversation with Ashraf Farooq and Cecil. But let's also take a look at why this is more than just a match. I know that the captains of the two sides have said that they're just concentrating on their teams and what they'll do with their performance. But why is this more than just a match? Have a look.
October the 24th is poised to be the Super Sunday for the 2020 World Cup 2021. Traditional foes India and Pakistan will renew their rivalry. There are factors more than one which make it much more than a match of cricket. More intense than Ashes, this one match holds the potential to bring two cricket-crazy nations to a halt. It will leave the roads deserted as fans will remain glued to television screens at home and in offices. This is one sporting duel that holds to the potential to recreate a cult figure even out of a fan. The India-Pakistan bilateral ties hold commercial value on a par with the elite commercial properties. Take out the India-Pakistan match from the broadcast inventory and the broadcasters will end up losing a considerable chunk of its World Cup revenue. Much before the drama begins at Dubai International Stadium, the diplomatic and political actions have pushed cricket to the backseat. On the Indian side of the border, there are calls to boycott the match. Supporters of the boycott Pakistan call find no merit in sporting ties with a nation that harbors terrorism, which is behind the killings of innocent civilians in the valley.
हम आज भी इस वक्त भी पाकिस्तान की वजह से सफर कर रहे हैं. रोज हत्याएं हो रही हैं. रोज इनके भेजे हुए आतंकवादी हमारे फौजियों को, हमारे आम आदमियों को कश्मीर की धरती पे और पूरे देश में मारे जा रहे हैं. और इन हालातों में जब हमारा देश उनके साथ T20 में क्रिकेट मैच खेलेगा, मुझे नहीं लगता कि इससे बड़ी कोई शर्मनाक बात, कोई घटिया बात हो सकती है.
On the Pakistan side of the border, there is desperation to strengthen the cricketing ties with India. An elusive World Cup win over India can add to the financial muscle of the fund-starved board.
One strong investor told me that a blank check is ready for the PCB if Pakistan beats India in the upcoming T20 World Cup.
Indian money and Indian cricket is vital for PCB to survive, confesses Ramiz.
PCB runs 50% on the funding of ICC. 90% of funding to ICC comes from India. I'm afraid that if India stops funding ICC, PCB might collapse because PCB gives 0% funding to ICC. I'm determined to make Pakistan cricket strong.
India-Pakistan face-offs create an element of drama. non-cricket elements occupy new space in the form of video of havans and prayers to seek blessings for Team India. Every time India win a match against Pakistan, there come pictures and videos of Pakistani fans breaking television sets to express their anguish. Pakistan have not won a single game in their 12 encounters with India in the ICC World Cups, including 5 in the ICC World 2020 games. India have won 11, with there being no result in just 1. The community pressure for not losing to India is immense on the Pakistani players. They have, in the past, allegedly been advised not to travel back home in a group after losing a World Cup game to India. There remained a fear of severe backlash. Cricket has also been a tool of diplomacy between the two countries, which have seldom enjoyed cordial ties ever since India was split on the night of 14th August 1947 and Pakistan had emerged as an Islamic nation along the western border of India. President Pervez Musharraf had travelled to India to watch India-Pakistan test match in New Delhi. For the record, the two sides haven't played ever since the 2019 ICC World Cup. On his part, the PCB chairman, himself a former Pakistan skipper, is trying hard to maintain cricketing ties with India, at least on the administrative level. Government of India policy, though, prohibits bilateral cricket ties with Pakistan. Ramesh reveals he has met BCCI President Saurav Ganguly and Secretary Jai Shah, son of Indian Home Minister, hoping to create a cricketing bond. Good ties with India are paramount to Pakistan cricketer. Raza himself, who has been a part of IPL commentary panel, and some other Pakistani cricketers who have made India their second home have often tried to look beyond the political and diplomatic dimensions of the two countries and establish an amicable relationship. An India-Pakistan clash since time immemorial has led to not just a political upsurge but also a wave of emotions among fans on both sides of the border. When Virat Kohli and Babar Azam lead their respective teams into the stadium this weekend, it will be another 3.5 hours of entertainment and pure cricket. But don't expect politics and diplomacy take a backstage. After all, it is more than just a match.
Yes, it is more than just a match because it can't be just a match. I mean, there are TVs that get broken, there are effigies that get burned. Cricketers turn into heroes and villains after one performance. So it is a little more than just a match. But Ashraf bhai, एक बहुत अच्छा आपके लिए counter है. There's a counter for you from Nikhil on what you said earlier.
What is that? I'm excited.
You were saying कि Pakistani Indian fast bowlers Pakistan के नुक्कड़ पे मिलते हैं. But here's a small stat for you. In T20I cricket, since 2018, the bowling strike rate and the economy rate combined of Indian fast bowlers is better than the Pakistani fast bowlers. तो सर नुक्कड़ पे नहीं मिलते इतनी आसानी से.
और पाकिस्तानी बैटर्स हमारे नुक्कड़ में मिलते हैं.
सर आप ये convenient हो गया है आशर जी. This is now convenient. Every time we say something you that you don't want to hear, you say you can't hear us.
Sir, since 2018. The combined bowling strike rate and economy rate of Indian fast bowlers is better than the Pakistani fast bowlers 2018 से. So हम विकेट भी बेहतर लेते हैं आपसे और रन भी रोकते हैं.
स्टैट्स की दुनिया से बाहर निकलें
सर
and see what actually happens on the ground. Who creates the atmosphere? Who creates the excitement? तो आप इस स्टैट्स को अभी आप छूलें. And then you also have to keep in mind कि what Pakistani bowlers went through, what Pakistan cricket went through. In the last 10 years, you have all seen that more than me, and still we are surviving, we are still producing quality players, and we're still putting up a threat. That is the thing that needs to be kept in mind. So आपने देखा ना कि कितने लड़कों को खेलने का मौका नहीं मिला. I mean, how many players, I mean, 10 or 12 years down in their career, then they got a chance to play in their homelands. And if you look at India, more games that they get, that is on their home soil as compared to outside. So Pakistani players have not only been fighting opponents, they have been fighting the entire circumstances that has been haunting Pakistan cricket for the last so many years. That's a total different topic. We'll discuss it on another time. But yes, stats is good for people who maintain records. But when it comes to the ground, when it gets to ballers to pump up everything, you remember the first IPL when Shoaib Akhtar came in playing for Kolkata Knight Riders and he took 4 back-to-back wickets. Do you remember the scene when Shah Rukh Khan was like jumping the ground, clapping? And these are the kind of atmosphere that Pakistani players have been creating. And the best comes out with India. So I'm a very big fan of Pakistan, India playing regularly, not just ICC tournaments, but at least one series once a year or twice a year, like we saw in the 2004 and 2000 bracket that we toured each other's country. I came there, made a lot of good friends with you guys. Your guys came over here. So I'm a very big fan of having regular tournaments, regular series. Yes, you have people, you have characters at your end who don't want this to happen. We have characters at our end. So that always goes on. But having these two teams play, it is very good for cricket. Whenever Pakistan and India come up, a new hero comes up. Every time you see a match, there's a new person who comes up and takes the center stage, takes the mind of the people and the young, and becomes hero of the young generation. And I want that to happen today. So really looking forward to the game.
We all are looking forward to the game. पर एक बात आपने जो कही ना, माहौल हम बनाते, तो आप माहौल बना लीजिए, मैच हम जीत जाएंगे. क्या कहते हैं? Fair deal?
मैच तो हम जीतेंगे आज, आप वो छोड़ दें, आप बेफिक्र रहें, रिलैक्स रहें, आप लोग और वर्ल्ड कप पे तवज्जो दें, आज का मैच हमारा है.
अच्छा चलिए, दूसरा ये तो आप अब एक्सेप्ट कर लीजिए कि हमारे फास्ट बॉलर्स बहुत बढ़िया हैं और स्टैट्स हटा के भी अगर देख ले तो यॉर्कर पे यॉर्कर जसप्रीत बुमराह से अच्छा इस वक्त कोई नहीं डाल रहा है, ये तो मान लीजिए.
अरे किसने, ये आप कैसे कह सकते हैं? अभी देखिए, फ्रेंकली स्पीकिंग, I would rank the best two pace attacks in the world. I always have been a fan, even at the current moment, of Pakistan and India. आप ना 4-5 मैचेस खेले तो आपस में एक दूसरे के बैट्समैन को डराएं तो. You're talking about Babar Azam. Michael Vaughan says that Babar Azam's batting is poetry. ठीक है, वो इतनी बड़ी बात कह रहा है. सो लेट्स एक दूसरे से मुकाबला तो करें, पंजे तो लड़ाएं. हम अपनी तरफ खेल रहे हैं, आप अपनी तरफ खेल रहे हैं और हम लोग अपने आप को हीरो समझ रहे हैं. लेट्स कम टुगेदर, फिर खेलें, फिर पता चले कौन कितने प्रेशर में, कितने नहीं है, कौन कितना बड़ा प्लेयर.
बाबर आजम, माइकल वॉन ने सेड बाबर आजम्स बैटिंग इज पोएट्री. ये तो हर कोई क्रिकेटर विराट कोहली की बैटिंग के लिए कह रहा है ना.
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल कह रहे हैं हम. लेकिन मैं अगेन कह रहा हूँ, दिस इज नॉट द विराट कोहली वी न्यू. This is a scared, this is a kind of a player who has gone back into his shell. He is not the Virat Kohli that I saw him battle Mohammad Amir in Bangladesh in the Asian Cup. That 74 runs match.
माफ कीजिएगा, 1 मिनट आपको रोकूंगी. टॉस हो गया है और इंडिया, Pakistan in fact have won the toss. They've decided to bowl first. तो पहला तो आपके फेवर में चला गया सर.
I almost forgot there's a match going on too in this discussion.
तो जो पहला वो है आपके फेवर में चला गया है, वन द टॉस. चेस, वी नो दैट यू नो दैट इज समथिंग दैट टीम्स आर प्रेफरिंग. तो चलिए, पहला दाव आपके नाम कर दिया हमने.
सॉरी अगेन आई
आपने ये दाव हमारे नाम किया.
हाँ जी, बताइए फारूक, व्हाट डू यू से?
बड़ा शुक्रिया आपका, आपने ये दाव हमारे नाम किया, क्योंकि बाकी चीजें तो आपने अपनी मर्जी के की हैं. चैनल भी आपका, ग्राफिक्स भी आपके, डिजाइनर भी आपका, सारी चीजें
नहीं सर.
हमें भी थोड़ा मौका देती, हम भी कुछ ग्राफिक्स बनाते. तो मेरे ख्याल में ये नेक्स्ट टाइम जब मिलेंगे
आप मुझे बताइए,
बना के लाएंगे.
आप ऐसा करिए फारूक, व्हाई डोंट यू टेल मी अबाउट द ग्राफिक्स यू वुड हैव मेड when there are no graphics to be made in favor of Pakistan, given the record that they have in World Cups. What will be the graphics you will make, Farooq?
बिल्कुल, मैं टॉप ऑफ द हेड तो मुझे नहीं, लेकिन ये कि आपने रिसर्च की ना, हमें भी थोड़ा टाइम होता तो हम भी कुछ रिसर्च करते. लेकिन डिस्पाइट
सर, रिसर्च तो सिंपल है, रिसर्च तो सिंपल है कि किसी भी वर्ल्ड कप में इंडिया पाकिस्तान से नहीं हारा.
Is that India has lost in the last 10 T20 India plays, they've lost 5, they've lost 1. So they are a balanced team. There's nothing to be afraid of India at this moment. That's the basic stats that you need right now.
Yeah, but that was not our top team, right? You also need to take that in your record, you know.
That was our C team that we sent to Sri Lanka.
तो भाई हमने थोड़ी कहा था B team भेजो भाई.
कोई बात
नहीं सर.
आपने क्यों भेजा B team?
सर C team थी. B तो कोविड हो गया था B वाली को तो.
हमारी मेन टीम इंग्लैंड में खेल रही थी. हमारी 2 टीम.
सर हमारी मेन टीम इंग्लैंड में खेल रही थी. B टीम को भेजा, उसमें से आधे प्लेयर्स को कोविड हो गया तो C टीम खेली. फिर ये हालत हुई सर. But just coming back to the Pakistan team, let's just concentrate a little bit on that. What did you make of the decision of going with the 11 or with the 12 in fact that Babar did? Let me ask Cecil that. What did you think of that? Do you think that's a good decision? Because I feel like the teams you're playing against can understand what the opposition team is going to play. They can sort of do their homework around them.
Okay, homework, everybody does it regardless, right? You don't go with the playing 11. You usually plan for 12 or 13 players. Okay, let's suppose this guy's playing. So that's not a problem. Sorry, give me 1 second. So that's not a problem. The problem is that going in with the right balanced team. I think the 12 that Pakistan picked are well balanced. Pakistan is going with a lot of experience batting. They're going with spinners. They're going with.
So can I tell you the playing 11? I'm so sorry, Cecil, to interrupt you. We've got Pakistan and India's playing 11. So let me begin with Pakistan's. It's Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan. आप जो बात कर रहे थे ना कि हैदर अली को लेंगे, वो तो नहीं हुआ सर. मोहम्मद हाफिज और शोएब मलिक, आसिफ अली, फ़खर जमान, इमाद वसीम, शादाब खान, हसन अली, हारिस रावत और शाहीन अफरीदी को लिया है. तो जो एक वो आप what were you talking about, Farooq? That's not happening. And let me
ये मैं कहूँगा कि ये चीज आपके फेवर में चली गई.
अच्छा चलिए. और now the Indian playing 11: रोहित शर्मा, KL राहुल, विराट कोहली, सूर्य कुमार यादव. There's Rishabh, Hardik, Jadeja, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Mohammad Shami, Varun Chakravarti and Jasprit Bumrah. And that was the conversation we were having in our studios before this. You know how all of us want to play selectors, all of us want to play the captain and figure out who our team's going to be. So here Hardik Pandya gets a chance ahead of what I was saying, that maybe they should have tried Ishan Kishan somewhere in that batting order given the form that he's in. But Nikhil, I would think a balanced team, an experienced team, they just didn't want to take a chance.
Absolutely. Hardik Pandya is more experienced. He's played for India before and he provides that X factor. He intimidates opposition players. He's not in form, was not in form in IPL 2021, but what he's done in the past, I mean, he's there for that. He can change the match in a matter of 10 balls in the lower middle order, and therefore Hardik is playing.
Also, Shardul not being there and going with Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who's really struggled for Sunrisers, right?
I mean that's a surprising call, right? I mean the IPL, you know, whenever you introduced Shardul Thakur, you know, the CSK introduced Shardul Thakur, he provided the breakthrough. He was the more informed bowler. But I think they have gone with experience. You know, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, he has played so many matches, so many India-Pakistan matches. So that's a bit of a surprising call. And Hardik Pandya was bowling in the nets today. So I think we can see 1 or 2 overs from him.
Are we going with 3 spinners?
No, we're going in with 2 spinners and 3.
Varun
Mohammad
Chakravarti
Shami,
and
Jasprit Bumrah and Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Yeah. Bhuvneshwar Kumar is also brilliant in the power play. He is one of the most restrictive bowlers with an economy of 5.5 in the power play. So the modus operandi for India would be Shami, Varun Chakravarti and Bhuvneshwar in the power play, Bumrah at the death. So that's the way they're going to balance
that
it.
They won't give Bumrah the new ball?
I think Bumrah, he will be used sparingly to provide the breakthroughs.
But there was no Ashwin, so that tactical move you were talking about against फ़खर Zaman,
maybe,
not happening.
Yeah.
But what is the Pakistan 11 like? Ashar bhai, if you look at this team, do you see a balanced team?
No, I think there's no surprise in the team. We were very much confident that this is the team that's going to go in. Haider Ali's name was there, but we all knew that he's not going to make the final 11. Yes, but there has been a lot of controversy in recent days in Pakistan, is that when they said that we want to have experience in their team, they probably left out Sarfraz Ahmed. We know him, the 2017 winning captain, the Under-19 World Cup winning captain. And the recent PSL that went on, Sarfraz's team didn't do well, but he individually, he was like hanging in there and making some very critical scores. So the debate was that we should not have Asif Ali in. Like, let's put it this way, in Pakistan, India, there are always some chahite players in their team that you do carry. You don't want them in the team, but they're somehow, they end up there. So Asif Ali is one player we didn't want to have in the team. We wanted Sarfraz to replace him. And the logic behind Asif Ali is that he's a pinch hitter. He comes at number 6, and those vital 20, 30 runs that you need in the last death overs, he could do that. But we were confident that if Sarfraz could fill that spot, he is equally lethal, but somehow he's out of favor at this moment. So this, I would say, is a good omen for India, that Sarfraz is not playing, Asif Ali is there. So that's your missing link. You can concentrate over here. And as far as, if I heard correctly, that Ashwin is not playing, that's a bit disappointment. We would have seen him being hit for a few sixes again. That would have been very pleasurable personally.
You will see a lot of sixes being hit in Dubai today, but they'll all be Indian batsmen. But let's also talk about a little bit about the matchups again, because now we have the playing 11. I haven't asked you, Cecil, as to what is the matchup that you're looking forward to today.
Sorry, say that again.
I said, what are the matchups? We talk about these little contests within the big contest. What is that contest that you're looking forward to? One of the smaller matchups.
My favorite will be Bumrah versus Babar Azam.
Asha bhai, aapka kaun sa hai? Yeah, go ahead, complete, yes.
Yeah, I'd love to watch that because...
Asha bhai, 1 second, just let Cecil complete and then we'll come to you. Yes, Cecil.
I mean, the form that Babar Azam is carrying right now is top batsman, no doubt. And Bumrah, we know that he can change the game very quickly. So I would like to see this competition. And also, if let's say Bhuvaneshwar Kumar opens, he has a pretty good record with against Pakistan. Him with Babar Azam is another one I would like to see.
I would again say that you're talking about a lot about Bumrah, but Bhuvaneshwar is a very talented bowler, and the way he swings the ball. I remember, you must have remembered that Pakistan was there last time. He was upsetting Nasir Jamshed, one of our opening batsmen. 5 balls out of the on offside, and then he brings one in, gets him out. So he's one very good bowler. Let's not overlook him. Bumrah, I think we have studied him a lot. We will settle down with him easily. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is someone who swings the ball, and it's been a problem with Pakistani batsmen all throughout. When the ball swings, they have trouble. So he's one player that we should be looking at.
Asha bhai, I cannot understand why is it that Shoaib Malik just seems to be in this Pakistan side every time India plays Pakistan. Especially उनको लेके आते हैं Shoaib Malik को हमेशा.
I'm sorry, the voice went out. You're talking about Shoaib Akhtar, if I'm not
wrong?
Shoaib
Malik. I'm talking about Shoaib Malik and
Malik,
why,
yes.
how
so
he
what's
finds
your question again, if you could say that?
What I'm saying is that how is it that we always find Shoaib Malik in the Pakistan side when they are playing against India?
Well, Aziz, the best part you see about Shoaib Malik is that if you see his record, number one, tremendously and mind-bogglingly, he has maintained his physique. I don't know what he has done for that. The next time I'm going to meet him, because every time I even see something, a samosa or a bel puri, I gain weight just by looking at it. And this guy has been on the ground for so many years and he's still the same like he was. So he has played all formats of cricket. He has seen all players. His cricketing mind is mind-boggling. The way he understands the opposition, the way he reads the pitch, the way he understands the condition, I would simply say that the closest player I've seen with cricket knowledge to Shoaib Malik is MS Dhoni. I mean, these are the guys who read the condition, who read the opposition. So having Shoaib Malik, he's the kind of player, he's not going to gift his wicket away. He's going to hang his there. He's going to make you work hard to get his wicket. And not only that, he is going to make a plan for Babar Azam. So he is the disguised Chota Kaptan in the team, who is Babar Azam's key weapon, and he's going to be telling them out. You might not see him hitting sixes or fours or diving all around, but he will be giving that vital input where to get the guys. And also keep in mind that Shoaib Malik is playing all over the world in T20 format. So having the ideas of the condition and understanding players' psyche, there is no one experienced matching Shoaib Malik right now. He is, as I said in the earlier part, that he's going to be the binding force and the difference in this match. So please keep a lookout on Shoaib Malik, and I'm sure Ravi Shastri knows this much better than all of us, and he has made a plan for Shoaib Malik.
Also, it'll come down to the battle of spinners between the two teams as well, given the pitches or the pitch in Dubai. Nikhil is in that. So, I mean, you look at Shadab Khan, Imad Wasim, compare them to Varun Chakravarti and Ravindra Jadeja, who's been not just batting but bowling also well. How do they stack up?
It's a very close contest between the spinners, Meha. The Pakistani spinners have played there in the PSL. They have a good record there. UAE has been their home ground for the last 10-12 years. The Indian spinners have the advantage of playing last IPL there, the second half of this season there. Varun Chakravarti has been brilliant for Kolkata Knight Riders last 2 seasons. Ravindra Jadeja has been brilliantly restrictive in the middle overs. It's a neck-to-neck between the combined spin strength of the two teams.
I think it also will come down, Farooq, if it is a low-scoring match, then, and the trend that we've seen even during the IPL, is that low-scoring matches tend to go either way. No one can really make out what turn they're going to take, because one bad over, 2 wickets in an over, as we've seen, you know, even during the IPL, You get, a bowler gets one wicket and then gets another one. It's like with one comes two. And the match changes. We saw that even yesterday at one point between South Africa and Australia. You felt that South Africa were in the match, you know, but of course Australia came back strong. So that's again what will make this very interesting.
Yeah, low scoring games are always, like in my point of view, like is very interesting, and you have, because the team who was either chasing low score, sometimes they get lazy or they get careless, and then sometimes the pitches start playing differently than first inning. So it's either way, it could go very easy on the batting side or very hard. So low scoring games are always hard, and low scoring game, India versus Pakistan, the pitches are actually very fresh. Dubai pitches, the history of Dubai pitches are like in the beginning of the tournament or a series, they go really slow, low bounce and everything, and they dry it up later on and then they play good. So it will be interesting. You know, India-Pakistan match is always, and the atmosphere you will see in a minute. And from here, I'm going to go to a place where a lot of people are gathering to watch the game with the halwa puri nashta. That's why I'm very excited about it. So that's it. So low scoring game, it'll be interesting.
But sir, हम सब safe हैं. हम यहाँ स्टूडियो में हैं. आप बहुत दूर हैं. एक यहाँ पे हमारे शो पे जो safe नहीं है, that's Cecil. He is with an Indian in the house. What are the plans, Cecil? Tell us.
It's going to be an interesting game. Let's just say that. It's going to be an interesting game.
Interesting game, but what have you planned? Are you watching it with your wife?
Yes, definitely. We are going to watch it together. And as I said, I will try to hold my excitement and try not to overexpress myself.
But she's allowed
I have a friendly update. A lot of my Indian friends who I play with cricket, they are on the WhatsApp group and they have already ordered 4 dozen samosas. And they have said that Asher is going to buy them at the end of the game because Pakistan will lose. So you can see the friendly banter is going out there. And I just hope I save some money over here. Samosas are getting expensive.
You know what? I think at the end of the day, what we all want, and you can agree with me across the border in Canada, is that we want a good game of cricket. We want the best team that has played the best game to win. And I think all of us will go home happy. I think that's what we look forward to. Yes, Asher.
Definitely.
आपको फिर भी कुछ बोलना है?
मैं ये कह रहा था कि I'm sure the Indian dressing room will be trying to get a lot of hand towels because they're going to bowl second. There's going to be a lot of dew. And I just feel bad for Bumrah and Bhuvaneshwar that they have sweating fingers. So I'm sure they have a lot of handkerchiefs and towels in there. They'll be like wiping their fingers all the time.
They have
so
played
right
the
now,
whole IPL. They have played the whole IPL. Asher bhai, they played the whole IPL. They've not needed any towels. And if they do, they know exactly how to bowl. So please do
not. Pakistan. I mean, just thinking that you're playing Pakistan brings out a lot of desperation. And then the dew factor.
इतना रन बना लेंगे उसका जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा.
So usually the towels
to
wipe your tears.
जब इतना रन बना लेंगे
200 के ऊपर रन बना लेंगे तो फिर कोई जरूरत नहीं
होगा. वो टावल पाकिस्तान ड्रेसिंग रूम में पहुंचा दिया जाएगा.
Thank you so much. I have to wrap up this show. We're waiting for the national anthem and I think all of us want to just go and watch the match. So thank you so much, Asher bhai, Farooq, Cecil, and may the best team win. That's what we hope for. So thank you so much. Thank you, Nikhil, Shubhayan from Dubai, and Abhishek. That's it. We have for you here on the show. After the match, do come back. We'll be right here giving you all the details.